Michael Daduc is originally from Czechoslovakia. Now you are living in London and you are a representative of Roma people. Let's talk about integration, because of course there are still many problems also concerning the language, which are affecting also the employment opportunities of Roma people in the UK.
Good afternoon. Thank you. First of all, I'm not representative of Roma people. I'm Roma myself and I'm an independent activist. It is today 45 years ago when in 1971 Roma representatives get together and created the Roma. We have our own anthem and our own flag, which I hold today all day in front of the 10 Downing Street. And the issue which are facing the Roma in migrants in UK is the integration, because we don't have a national integration strategy in UK for Roma migrants. We're still facing this issue, and we are urging on the UK government to implement this national strategy of Roma people in the UK. Because the rest of the countries, the European members, they have the national strategies, and even it has been made a small step or impact, as we have seen when the national strategy of the Roma have been putting in place in the governments. There have been made only small steps, but at least the small step can help the Roma family to settle down and to integrate into the whole society. For the Roma, I would like to say, be safe, be blessed, because we need to move forward, and this is the typical Romani term.
How seriously is the problem of language affecting the employment?
If you are living in UK, you need to speak the English. Everywhere you go, you need to speak the language. For Roma, it's the third language. Don't forget that we have our own mother language, which is the Romanes, and the second language is the language of the country of origin. If everyone wants to come to UK, please have some lessons with the English, because otherwise it's going to be very hard for you to get employment, or even just to see the doctor when you need to speak the English.
When you came here, did you speak English?
I have some English in my high school which I accessed, but of course my English was not very well as now, and I always improve my English. It always is making me a headache, it's not my language, and because I have to somehow to communicate with you guys, I need to speak English.
Why did you leave Czechoslovakia?
I left Czechoslovakia for the ongoing racism and discrimination towards my people and towards myself. I actually escaped. I was the police officer in my town, and I left it because it was like every day. I left it because I don't want to face the discrimination and racism every day. I want to have nice, free life.
When did the discrimination start?
It started to myself. It started in early childhood, when I was year 2, when I actually attended music school. It was good music school, national music school, and when I was year 2, I was bullied by the students because I'm a Romani. And also my cousin when I was 14, now I'm 33, and when I was 14, he was beaten by the skinheads in Czech Republic and he died. This was really definitely stayed in my heart, because it was my cousin who actually died because of the accident of the racist attack by skinheads.
After 1989, what happened?
In 1989, sounds like democracy bring the Roma. What does it bring to us? This is the question. It brings us the democracy that we can go everywhere. Yeah, we can move, we can leave. And we see the migration actually after 1989, when the first Roma migrated to Canada and also in other countries, to Western countries. What we actually see after 1989, democracy opened the hate speech towards us. Before, in the Soviet Union, when we're gonna talk about the Soviet Union regime, we never faced some racist attacks by the majority. Nowadays, it is on daily basis when Roma are attacked or the hate speech towards them is used. This is democracy. This is what happened in 1989. And I work also for on leaders to respect what they actually declared, to respect the rules and to respect the human rights.
So you say that the communist society protected Roma better than Europe?
Some activists will say no. Some activists will, and many Roma will say yes, that the life for the Roma was better than in communist time than in democracy. I personally, because I was a child and I cannot judge the communists, I have no right, but what I have been learned from my relatives and from my families, the communism really sorted the Roma problem. The communism was equal to everyone, and socialism is about equality to everyone. Which means the Roma in the communist time, I think they had better life than in nowadays.